Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today I'm going to be unboxing 3 inspired by Middle Eastern fragrances, including Al Wataniah's Kayaan Classic. So let's jump into it. All right, we're back with another unboxing first impressions video of 3 new Middle Eastern fragrances that I recently picked up from Fragrance Buy. Links are going to be down in the description if you decide you want to check any of these out. Also have a coupon code. Save yourself $5 off your first purchase at Fragrance Buy if you decide you want to shop with them. Pretty excited about this one. I got 3 new inspired by fragrances from 3 Middle Eastern fragrance houses. I got one from Rihan, I got one from Ahmed Al Maghribi, and I got one, my first one, from Al Wataniah. Pretty excited to check that one out, the Cayenne Classic. So let's quit screwing around and let's get into it. All right, first up, going to the house of Rihan, and it's Rayhaan's Ocean Rush. Now I scooped this up for $25 at Fragrance Buy, and this was probably one of the first ones I actually had heard of from this series, and it's the summertime, Ocean Rush. Figured I'd check this one out, so let's dive in, shall we? All right, so there we have the box presentation for Rayhaan's Ocean Rush. Typical cardboard box. Let's check out the bottle. All right, there's the bottle presentation for Rayhaan's Ocean Rush. Decent looking bottle. It's got, you know, nice thick heavy glass. Got some kind of nice Arabic script kind of going on the back there, and other than that, pretty straightforward square style of bottle. Cap on this, lightweight plastic, little bit on the cheapy side. I think my powerful hands could crush this if I really was so inclined. And the atomizer on this, decent atomizer, nothing to write home about, but it'll definitely get the job done. But what does this smell like? So right out the gates, just smelling this in the air. Definitely got that summer vibe, heavy on the citrus, bergamot. It's got this kind of, this greenish mandarin orange, kind of a zesty orange that's going on with there. And it's got a bit of an aquatic feel, like a little hint of some kind of mineral aquatic style of vibes going on in the air right now, but really heavy on the citrus. Has that kind of Versace Pour Homme, Dolce & Gabbana, light blue intense style of citrus that's going on right now. Not a one-to-one, but it's definitely got that sort of vibe going on. So let's get this on paper. Let's dive in. So right off the rip, just smelling this off paper, totally different almost on the paper strip versus what it was in the air. Still has that citrus going on to it, but it's not nearly as strong off the paper. I'm getting a lot more kind of the watery aquatics that are going on here and some aromatics that are there. So it's got this really nice kind of airy, clean, fresh lavender style of note going on to it, as well as those more kind of watery aquatics with those citruses going on. It's really quite nice, but it kind of surprising the citrus is not as strong off this test strip versus what it was in the air. As it's opening up a little bit more, there is some musk coming in from the base, that mineral I was talking about earlier that is starting to kind of come forward, and it still has that aquatic style of feel going on to it. But I am really surprised this does, like, that citrus is really not popping off this paper very well. And it's not popping off the paper very well at all. It's a little weak, to be quite honest, at this moment. It smells nice, but it's different than it was in the air, and it's a little on the weak side right now. Yep, really fresh, clean, watery aquatic style of fragrance. Not overly aquatic, doesn't have that like kind of green seaweedy style of like marine aquatic, but just kind of like a light wateriness that's going on with those fresh clean aromatics there, that lavender. There's a hint of some like rosemary style of kind of freshness going on there, little hints of like that spice. But through and through, this is just kind of a clean, fresh style of summer fragrance. It has moved away from what I initially thought of the Dolce & Gabbana and the Versace style of DNA going onto it. It's doing a little bit of a different thing, but let's skip to the dry down, see how this unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Rayhaan's Ocean Rush. Been about an hour, let this settle down, do its own thing. Didn't change a whole lot. There is a little bit more muskiness coming up. There's like a touch of sweetness coming from that, and just a little bit more kind of a cozier texture, but that aquatic feel that's going on to it, that fresh, clean, aromatic feel to it as well, still going there. Little hints of some citrus that are still there, but for the most part, it's that kind of aquatic, clean, fresh sort of vibe going on to it. And it's really quite nice. It's, you know, a nice freshy style of fragrance. Nothing mind-blowing necessarily. I don't find this to be really too close to the Dolce & Gabbana or the Versace Pour Homme. In the initial beginning, a little bit. In the dry down, still has some overlaps, but not finding it too close. I'm gonna have to get both of those on skin, give it a trial, if you will, to see kind of how it reacts on skin. But overall, like I said, nothing mind-blowing, but it is a nice, freshy fragrance, and overall for 25 bucks, I think a decent pickup. We'll see how the performance does on this. Like I said, it was a little weak off the paper, and I'm not sure if this is going to be necessarily a beast mode style of fragrance, but I'll have to get back to you and let you know. But overall, decent. That's Rayhaan's Ocean Rush. All right, next up, going to the house of Ahmed Al Maghribi with Ahmed Al Maghribi's Sapphire. Now I scooped this up for $30 and haven't heard too much about this one. Just saw it on Fragrance Buy, I thought I'd check it out, so let's do that. Let's check it out. Come on. All right, there we have the box presentation for Ahmed Al Maghribi's Sapphire. Nice design, but typical cardboard box. Let's check out the bottle. All right, and there we have the bottle presentation for Ahmed Al Maghribi's Sapphire. Nice looking bottle, nice thick base to this, has these kind of rounded edges to this kind of rectangular shape. It's also got kind of like a chiseled edge on the back side here and the front side, so kind of opposite sides here. And a nice looking little marble cap on top. And the cap on this, nice thick plastic. It's a little lightweight, but it's got some girth to it. And the atomizer on this, nice atomizer. Yeah, nice long sprays, good puffs on this one. We'll definitely get the job done. But what does this smell like? So right out the gates, just smelling this in the air, this is really nice, just smelling this in the air. Red fruit, it's got these kind of watery florals that are going on to it, a little bit of a kind of a sweet melon that's going on to it, but kind of a nice like watery, clean, fresh with a little bit of fruity sweetness that's working in there. This is nice. Let's get this on paper. Yeah, right off the rip, just smelling this off paper. This is a really nice fragrance. Like I said, it has those kind of sweet red fruits going on to it, like a watermelon style of note, but more of those red fruits going on to it, and a really nice watery feel from these florals. There's like this lily of the valley that's in there, gives it that kind of watery, light, that floral touch to it. It's also got a hint of like a little bit of an aquatic touch to it. I think it's mostly coming from those watery florals, and it just has this refreshing sort of vibe going on to it. It reminds me of Abercrombie and Finch Fierce, but like a little bit more kind of fruity sweetness and a little bit more watery than that one. I find Fierce is a little bit, kind of has a bit of a sharper edge to it compared to this one, and this one just has a little bit more of a watery feel, but it does have those same accords going on to it, but really nice. I am digging this one a lot. As it's opening up a little bit more, there's this really nice clean lavender that's coming forward and a little bit of ambroxan as well, giving this a little bit of a push. Almost a little bit more of that sharpness I just mentioned a second ago. That's kind of coming through, but it's that lavender is really starting to open up and give this even more kind of that fresh aromatic feel to it with those watery sweet fruits going on to it, that little touch of green and that floral in there. Nice, very, very nice. Yeah, I'm digging the opening on this one. Nice balance of those aromatics with those touches of those florals, giving it that watery, sort of aquatic accord, but more kind of that floral touch when it comes to kind of that watery accord, and a nice balance of those fruits. Just really well balanced off, fresh, clean, summery. I'm digging this one. Let's skip to the dry down, see how it unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Ahmed Al Maghribi's Sapphire. Been about an hour, let it settle down, do its own thing. This is a gorgeous fragrance. I'm just gonna say that right off the top. Really liking this one. And like I said, has overlaps, is an inspired by of the Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce, but this is different and I like where this one went. I really enjoy those mid florals, like I said before. The Lily of the Valley has this lotus in there as well, so it has this nice floral sweetness, this wateriness to it. That's just a beautiful texture that mixes in with those red berries, which are still in the dry down, I may add. And there's a nice ambroxan. Some more white musk came out in the dry down along with that ambroxan. So it's just overall just a really nice, fresh, clean, sort of a touch of sweet, but sort of like a nice refreshing like beverage on the patio style of refreshing sweetness that comes through with this. It's not like an overly sweet fragrance. Great for the summertime, and I'm just really enjoying this one. Love the balance of those notes. I love that watery texture that comes through. The berries in this that come through are really nice, and just a nice solid base to this with that white musk, some of that ambroxan. Really digging this one. I'm probably gonna make this my scent of the day because, like I said, pretty impressed with this one. And for $30 pending performance, I think this is a great pickup. The Ahmed Al Maghribi line, I've tried 3, 4 of them now. None of them I'm disappointed. Really happy with this line so far, so I'm gonna definitely try some more. So comment down below which ones you want me to check out next. But overall, really happy with this one. That's Ahmed Al Maghribi's Sapphire. All right, last, but hopefully not least, going to the house of Al Watani with Al Wataniah's Kayaan Classic. Now you can scoop this up for between $25 and $30 at various discounters, and first endeavor into the Al Watani line. I've heard some good things about these guys, and so we're gonna find out today. All right, there we have the box presentation for Al Wataniah's Kayaan Classic. Nice thick cardboard box to this, has the name of the fragrance house up top there. Nice kind of like a little bit of an embossed sort of logo going on there, and it is a lift up cover like a so, revealing our fragrance bottle in the inside, nice and snug. Nice little foam podium that goes on there. So box presentation, pretty nice on this one. And the bottle is a really heavy bottle on this. It almost feels like a metal, but it is a nice thick heavy glass on this. Has the, again, kind of mimicking the emblem on the front of the box there. So pretty straightforward rectangular bottle, but it's deceivingly heavy in my hand. Cap on this, a nice thick heavy metal as well. So bottle presentation, really quite nice on this one. And the atomizer. Oof, good atomizer. This one shoots like almost clear across the room. Good distribution, definitely get the job done. But what does this smell like? So right out to the gate, just smelling this in the air, immediately you get that nice, powdery, sweet floral style of iris, Dior Homme Intense style of DNA going on to this. Definitely inspired by that fragrance, and really, really nice in the air right now. Let's get this on paper. Let's dive into this. Oh, right off paper, right off the jump. This is very, very nice. The iris, if you're into iris fragrances, you're gonna really like this one, and it definitely has that inspired by Dior Homme Intense going on to this. Soft, powdery, sweet style of iris. There is a little hint of some kind of sweet orange that's going on in here, but it is definitely behind that iris. A little touch of some rosy florals that's going on as well, and a little like hint of some ambrette, but the star of the show is this iris right now, and it is gorgeous. I'm really liking this. As it's opening up a little bit, you are getting some woods that are coming in from the base. Nice kind of smooth, almost sweet style of sandalwood that's playing with that iris really nice. So the textures of this fragrance are just really working together quite well, but it like still has that powdery iris that's like first and foremost, definitely dominant. And like I said, very much that Dior Homme Intense inspired by style of DNA going on to this. Just beautiful. If you like iris, like I said before, they're doing this proper. Yeah, this is just so good. This is really nice. It's not changing a whole lot. It's just that iris is coming through. I cannot stop smelling the test strip on here. The iris in here is so nice. Just little touch of that floral sweetness, that powdery texture that's coming through, has that foundation of those woods going on, and little hints and nuances of like a little bit of a rosy floral, that kind of mandarin orangey style of citrus is kind of falling back. You can't detect that too much, but through and through, it's just an iris forward fragrance that is absolutely delicious right now. But let's skip to the dry down, see how it unfolds, and we'll go from there. All right, back with the dry down of Al Watani Kayaan Classic. Been an hour, let this settle down, do its own thing. Beautiful dry down on this. Didn't change a whole lot. That iris is still very much the star of the show. A little bit more of those woods came up. So like sandalwood, cedarwood, I'm picking up more of the sandalwood, that smooth, sort of like a touch of sweet sandalwood that's coming. A little bit of kind of this like almost like a fruity, musky sort of vibe coming in from the base, but it's all sitting behind that beautiful, sweet, powdery style of iris that's coming through. And just, this is overall a great inspired by of Dior Homme Intense. I've said it a million times already so far with this one. Very happy with this one. I think it's gonna perform fairly well. It's still pushing off the paper pretty nice, and that was one of the first things I smelled when I got into this room again. So really happy. I think for $25, $30, the quality on this exceeds that price point for sure. And pending performance, this might be just an absolutely must-have pickup if you're into iris fragrances, or if you really enjoy that Dior Homme Intense style of DNA. So very happy with this one. I think this was a great pickup and a great first introduction to the Al Watani line. And that's all I gotta say about that. That's Al Watani's Kayaan Classic. All right, so there you have it. That's 3 new inspired by Middle Eastern fragrances that I recently picked up in a haul from Fragrance Buy. But I want to hear from you guys, specifically about Ahmed Al Maghribi and Al Watani. I want to hear which ones I should be getting next. What are must-haves? What are ones you guys are curious about? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, different taste and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.